What up YouTube, it's Misery Hates Company. In this video we are looking at Dev Notes number 12 that just came to the game from Marvel Future Revolution, and wowzers. Going from the core booster update to Dev Notes 12 is like night and day difference. And thank goodness, because I'm gonna be honest, I was very honest about my feedback on the last changes, or some of the most recent changes in the last update. Wasn't great. These changes that they're talking about, they have clearly shown us that they are listening and have listened. Everything that they have implemented has been actually discussed. Not at all like the core booster, which was a issue that we had that kind of got worse. These are all changes that are actually quality of life. They actually use that phrase, which is pretty accurate for this one. And a lot of fun things coming. And I am very excited to share with you guys. So without further ado, let's get straight to the video. All right, so here we are, Dev Notes number 12. First things first, we have a brand new epic invasion coming. It is going to be all about Marvel Studios' Thor, Love, and Thunder. Thank goodness, because it just hit the theater, and I cannot wait to see what they do here. They did a fantastic job with Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, and I cannot wait to see what they do here. Now, some quick cliff notes, if you will, is that the special battle badges will actually be PvP focused again. However, this one will be focused on Dimension Duel, which is fantastic. I'm really interested to see how that works, because like I said in my last video, I was it was very appealing to run the Eternals 1 and 6 because it was both good for Dimension Duels and for Omega War and Alliance Omega War and just PvE content. I'm very curious if there's going to be even additional ones that we can use in different slots to really kind of combine and mix and match to make one just like overpowered special battle badge set, which we'll talk more about here in a second because our special battle badges are about to be legit. Now, moving on, we have the Dark Zone reconfiguration. So this one, they talk about what it was in the past. We actually used to have a PvE option, which was actually back when that was the best way of leveling. And I use best very loosely because you didn't get a lot of experience, but it was truly the only way of getting max level. Ooh, it was rough. Thank goodness for the Pegasus space in that aspect. So what they're doing is that they're going to do 3 major improvements to the Dark Zone. First of which is going to be including the Dark Zone PvE channel back. Another one is shortening the activity time of the Dark Zone. Now, this is good because a lot of us don't have a full hour nonstop. Now, I know you can leave and come back, but it felt like you had to be playing for a very specific hour. It became very competitive amongst alliances, and not in a good way, in like a kind of drama-filled way. So PvE zone in a shortened Dark Zone time of 30 minutes is fantastic. That makes it less of a burden, which is exactly what they were going for. And this was actually the feedback. They asked us in the Content Creator Corp Discord what we would do, and a lot of this stuff is literally exactly what we recommended. Specifically this part, which is the PvE channel, the shortened Dark Zone, and last but not least, which is very interesting that they went with this one because I really didn't think we were going to get it, is the unlimited rewards. So when it comes to the most wanted, you can only do a few of the epics and then a bunch of those, the primes or whatever. And yeah, so now it's unlimited for the full 30 minutes, which means it is quality time being spent in the Dark Zone, which is fantastic. Now, at the very bottom, they did mention that they're going to do different tiers of rewards for both PvP zones and PvE zones. So they still very much want us to do PvP where possible, but they do speak to the fact that now that we have a lot of new players that came to the game, it really makes sense to not make them play with all the players like us that have been playing from the very beginning. Just not fair, like at all. We're one-shotting them. And that's not a good experience for them. It makes them quit, and that's not what we want. We want more new players in the game. By the way, that's why I have a whole new players playlist. If you haven't checked it out, link in the description, and as well on my homepage on youtube.com/miseryhatescompany. So without further ado, shameless plug. So the Dark Zone changes are fantastic. You're still very much going to be rewarded if you play PvP or PvE, but definitely get slightly more for your hard work in PvP. And less time and better rewards. This is just a huge W all the way around. I love that. Next, we're moving on to Alliance raid improvements. So we've had a lot of suggestions is what they're saying, mostly regarding inconveniences. So not any big changes here. What they're really doing is looking at some quality of life changes here, not heavy in the development sense. There's some slight tweaks that helps a little bit. Alliance raid hero selection screen improvement. Honestly, I didn't think this was that confusing, but apparently this was an issue for some people where you could see which heroes were left and which weren't. I mean, they were blacked out if you can't use them, and they were full color if you could use them. So I don't understand what they're changing or how it was an issue, but apparently it was an issue for some and they're fixing it. So we'll see what they change there. So the second change they're going to be making is equipped companion info and participation info. Basically, it sounds like they're going to be showing us who everyone has equipped as their main like skill use companion. I mean, sure. All right. It'll be helpful, I guess. Moving on to today's targets and most wanted information improvements. This one's a little interesting, so I'm going to reread it because the first time I read it, I thought it meant one thing, but I feel like it didn't mean what I thought it meant. So we're going to go and clarify for both me and for y'all. So today's target reward improvement. So we plan to reinforce agents' participation in today's targets by adding a new reward. It just says a new reward, so I'm assuming that means it's going to be a fourth option. Once you complete all three, you get the gold, the convergent particles, the 5 pieces of gear, or maybe something else. If I were to guess, I'm betting it's going to have to do with the new core system, and that they're going to be giving us that whatever currency that was that you get from special ops now. I hope it's not, but I bet you that's what it is. In addition, prime targets will appear in today's target as a set rate. Watch out for the rewards for these most wanted will be different. Double trouble, greater rewards. So this is interesting. So prime targets will appear in today's target at a set rate, which watch out for these. Watch out as the rewards for these most wanted will be different. Double trouble, greater rewards. So basically, the prime targets are now. There's a chance they could be part of the most wanted, and there's gonna be better rewards for them when you beat them when they're today's target. Again, this whole update, or dev notes rather, is very much focused on trying to reinforce what we already have and make it better, so that way it's not just wasted content. Honestly, I would rather them do this than add new content, as long as they balance the two, which this timeline is perfect. This month we get kind of quality of life and improvements to things that we've asked for that already exist. And then next month, when we get, being after July, August, and August would be their 1-year anniversary, that's when we should be getting a very hefty update, in my opinion. Probably a level cap increase, hopefully a new area. That's usually what happens when they give us a new area, is we get a level cap increase and some really interesting content coming for the 1-year anniversary. I have been told that Netmarble typically goes pretty big when it comes to the 1-year anniversary, so I'm very hyped about that, but I also want to be relatively modest in my expectations. But they do have a lot of different things they could do, so it's really kind of up to them on how big they want to go with that. So moving on, this one is actually a really big one for me that I've wanted for a while now, and it's going to be the specialization preset and all preset improvements. Finally, in the July update, we will be able to use specializations in our presets. Furthermore, gold consumption whenever changing a specialization will be removed so that agents can play more in varied combinations. This is awesome. This is a very, very good quality of life for both pay to win, free to play, new players, old players. Like this needed to happen, and I'm really glad they changed it. It says be creative and enjoy a smoother play with endless combinations that you can build with the addition of specialization in all presets. This is huge, especially for Scarlet Witch. She has so many different specializations for different types of game modes. I mean, you literally could have like 5 different presets, and all of them would require different specializations. And this is just a very nice quality of life. So fantastic. Now, moving on, I did allude to this earlier. When it comes to our battle badges, they're going to be adding the title of this is Battle Badge Core Slot Color Change. Basically, for the special battle badges, it has been known, and they have heard us, that we have been very frustrated that it changes. So a lot of people actually have not been upgrading their special battle badges to max level because it's not worth it. Because if you go from a +4, where you have a red and a green or 2 reds, and then you switch that to a +5, and you get +5 stats on the special battle badge, but you roll a brand new yellow core slots, it's horrendous and literally not as good as the previous option. It was too much RNG, and it sounds like they are going to be adding a desired color slot change. It's going to be a % chance, and it will remove the chance of getting the same one that you already have. So if you're rolling from a yellow, you are guaranteed to get a red or a green sounds like at least a 50% chance, and since the odds are equivalent. This is huge. I love this change. It's fantastic. I'm assuming it'll be similar to like the card status change and the gear status change, those new things that we've been getting recently. I think that is perfectly fine, and I would actually highly encourage it to be that way, because that has worked well for both costumes and for cards. So this is beautiful. You're going to be able to take your build, and your min-maxing is going to be just through the roof. All of this is very exciting, because I am so excited for Scarlet Witch, and I'm even happier now because I can really min-max her to get all of my favorite stats that I need, and this is going to be awesome. Squad rank extension, in case you are already at max rank 300, or if you didn't know, squad max rank is 300, they're going to be extending it. It doesn't say exactly how much, but yeah, they'll be extending it. This is fine. I have seen quite a few people at squad rank 300. I think I'm currently like 267, so I'm like not far off from max, but I'm also not like going out of my way to do things that give me squad rank XP. So, you know, for those of you that have been doing it, this is nice. I am curious though, for everyone that was already squad rank 300, if they have been accruing experience hidden, and then when they get the squad rank increase, if you'll then see that XP play out. So for example, if you've been at max squad rank 300 for a while and you've still been doing all your dailies, you still get a ton of squad rank experience. I'm wondering if like as soon as they do the update, you'll be at like squad rank 25 or whatever it is, the new peak or whatever, if you actually have enough experience. Or if you'll have to start truly from 300 and get all new experience to level up. Either way is fine. I don't prefer one over the other. I feel like both would be semi-fair, but you know, I'm just curious how they play that out. And this does sum it up, and they do say they are looking forward to our agents working ahead as we head hand in hand with Marvel Studios' Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness into Marvel Studios Thor, Love and Thunder in July. This is going to be fantastic. I hope this comes like in the next couple of weeks. July is right around the corner, literally this coming weekend. So this could not come at a better time. I feel like we've been at a lull for a while, and these are some very nice quality changes that could keep us busy, which is good. I've said for a while now, we need a grind in this game, and a few of these changes really do give us the grind that we need. Last but not least, it does say our first anniversary is coming close as well. Please look forward to our future dev notes, where we will briefly share with you what we have prepared for our first anniversary. Very exciting stuff. Cannot wait for the future of this game. I am so glad we did not continue down the path we did of the last update, and this is, all in all, a 10 out of 10 in my book. I'm very excited for literally all of these things. Well, maybe not the squad rank expansion. I don't really care about that, but everything else is very exciting, and honestly, it didn't cost them that much development, which is what we wanted. And we don't need a lot. We're not super needy, although I will say I'm sure the Thor Love and Thunder invasion probably was very development heavy, as it doesn't exist. But everything else is pretty light development, and honestly, I care about more of that stuff than the invasion. But that could be just me. It's a nice balance of the two. Cannot wait to see what they do for the first year anniversary. Until next time, guys, lock it in.